Equator 2's sample library is incredibly extensive. It has everything you'd expect to find in a modern synth and some really great unique stuff as well. In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make this pluck sound using a Koto instrument, which is from Japan and is absolutely unique and just sounds incredibly wonderful. Let's go ahead and get started. First thing to do, as usual, is go ahead and click New to begin a new patch. And as I said, we're going to be using the samples, and I'm going to come in here and just type in Koto. That's Koto, and I'm going to do fingered. It's just got such a full, rich character, doesn't it? Absolutely wonderful. Now, the thing that I like about having 6 different sources is that we can actually stack other things that are similar, but a little bit different to really create a new instrument and have something full and rich. So I'm going to go ahead and activate the second source, come into sampler again. And actually, you know what? Let's just leave it on nylon pluck guitar. And let's drop that down an octave, which would be -12 semitones. And now those two combined, we're already well on our way to a full sound. Now let's add one more sample over here. I'm going to come into sample again. I'm going to come in and do a cello pizzicato, which sounds like this. So you can see that they're all pretty similar here, but when you combine them, you just got a unique plucked instrument that sounds really, really cool. Can't deny it. Now, the next thing I want to do is add another sampler, and this time I'm going to put the strings ensemble. You can see here I've already been searching for it. I like that it remembers what I was searching for before, even though I've initiated the patch, just in case I was trying to do a similar thing. This I'm actually going to use for a bit of sustain with the plucked instruments. So these are all plucked, and they have a pretty quick sustain here. They drop down pretty fast, but I'm going to use this as sort of a way to elongate that sustain and again make a dynamic, interesting instrument out of a number of different samples. So to do that, all I'm going to do is bring down the level and use the amp envelope to control that. So I'm going to bring up the release quite long, and let's see what we got right here. Bring it down a little bit more. Very cool. And I think that sounds absolutely wonderful. We can always come back and shape this envelope a little bit more once we have our final sound. To get the final sound, what I'm going to do is come in here to effects. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and load up an EQ. And I find around 120 hertz a little bit harsh, so I went ahead and dipped that out there. I'm only using one EQ node, and these are the settings here if you want to copy them. I'm also going to come into the compressor, and I'm going to choose one of the presets that ships with Equator 2, and that is hard compression, which will make things a little less dynamic. But what I want to do is just roll that back to about 40%. And of course, I'm going to put on the big reverb just because it sounds absolutely wonderful. And I'm going to choose the wide hall preset, again, something that ships by default with Equator 2. And we've got a nice big room to work with now. And then finally, a good way to add character I've been finding time and time again while working with Equator 2 is this grain delay. It's just such a unique delay and is a great way to add character to sounds. You know, we've got a pretty acoustic sounding sound right now, or acoustic sounding patch, but adding some grain delay is going to add a digital off-kilter type sound to it, which will just really fit well, especially in the track I'm working on here in this project. So that's the default, and I might even use that just at an incredibly low wet, like 7% here. Sounds absolutely fantastic. Let's listen to it in the context of the track. So I think that the strings can stay around a little bit longer, so I can take the decay time and just bring it up a little bit longer. And the last thing I do is just really boost up that release time, just so it's really fading out nice and smoothly. Yeah, I think that sounds absolutely fantastic. Let's just do it soloed with the new envelope. And And I might even come in and turn it down just a little bit more. Remember, my goal here with this is to have it be essentially the sustained portion of the pluck, just to make an original patch and make it sound a little bit more interesting. Yeah, like that's absolutely perfect. And that's how easy it is with the incredibly powerful, unique, and diverse sample library that comes with Equator 2.